Yep, same. I rushed, only did the MSQ. Part of the reason I'm doing this is there's a lot of things that, like, you miss. A lot of references that if you don't do the side quest and get the context. Like, if you don't do the firmament, you don't get a really bit of interesting backstory about exactly who he is. That's really interesting at the start of Stormblood. Congratulations, you now stand in Kugane, the western port of Hingashi. Incredibly, the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. I don't care about any of that, just give me that thing. Glad though I am to have arrived. I would remind you all that we are far from home, with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Yep. I am on Quarrel Serval. That is the reason for the tag. Because squirrels are cats. Yes, that was my logic. Captain Carvalane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane. I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Outhard, were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you were in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. I didn't have any issues making a character when I started this one, but that was also a year and a half ago. Captain makes a good point. It is like that Yuguru and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Outhard, assuming they are not still in the city. We seek passage. We should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alfino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalane, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Just for a drink, are we? You may find one in that large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. They might have had stuff closed down right around 6.55 releasing. I don't know. Spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you do not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. We are in a new expansion. It is time to get introduced to a new city. We're probably gonna go on a tour soon. Right then, to the hostelry? After you. This expansion is already much improved. Tataru is here at the start of Heaven's Ward, I suppose. Anything with Tataru is better, though.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the seventh dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugani and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugani.
Lolorito, his interests expand
Regardless, I
everywhere.
am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
Beggars can't be choosers, Alphino. I understand you, but beggars can't be choosers. You work for Lolorito. That's not naked suspicion, that is, informed.
I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
You funded a group that tried to kill us, sir.
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
You have no other options.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as
Where
no
are you going,
surprise that a
Tataru?
great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government.
Hi, Young. Definitely first. No one else has been here.
Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
Hancock, this marks twice in this, 2-minute conversation where you've threatened me.
To paraphrase, Kugani is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
At least one of the twins got
Yes.
brains.
Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Seems like a reasonable choice. Also, you have no other options. But also, he's threatened us twice now. you must be Archonshade, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants. If some of the more puzzling rumors to be believed. When did I steal pants? I knew it. May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, good sir. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way. If you would be so good as to follow me. Such landmarks on the way include, before we leave, this. I feel like it's been a while since I repaired anything. Oh, these are crafting leaves only, aren't they? Disciple, yep, crafting leaves only. I say, are you not from Eorzea? By the looks of it, an adventure besides. Marvelous. You see, I've been dispatched here by the Adventurers Guild to spread recognition of our establishment, all helping us gain a foothold here in the Far East. And what better way to the locals' heart than offering them our aid? Through guild leaves, of course. We already have plenty of work for those with the skills. I hope we can depend upon yours as well. Guild leaves unlocked. There. You're gonna tell me that this is right here and I should attune to it. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You're now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the otherite which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlian, yet I trust its function is identical. The diplomat and the scholar will wonders never cease. Far Eastern Otherite technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune, if you like. Yes, please. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the otherite. Come on, come, let us move along. The markets are next. Lovely tour of the city. There's a way to get up there, but I do not remember it. Markets. It's an Ethernet shard. We attune. You've arrived in the largest shopping district in Kugane, Kogane Dori. Nice. Yeah, that is the most annoying part of new characters. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold. So in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. So quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a nice young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Hancock of the East Aldernine Trading Company. You're with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Chiton. Pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Chiton of Hakuuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kogane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean Gil are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Yeah, I don't entirely know why, like, UI settings are stored player side, client side. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. Tell me all about your city. We may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Ijin Gai, the district in which Ijin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. That seems slow. 2 megabytes a minute? This also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire. Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of your Argarlian cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. You would not want any physical altercations after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. Quite possibly. Sekisugumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation. Though to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down to the there. You're joking, right? That I were. But alas, these samurai are a humorless lot. I can recall one instance when a foreign merchant and his cups dared lay hands on a Hingan aristocrat in front of his Sekisugumi. Sampire cut him in half with a single stroke. I don't even want to think about that. So, as you can see, it behooves you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves in the manner of the late Telegiatolegi. Good riddance. You just think you're so hilarious, huh? Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. Okay, but first I gotta do this thing right here. This, as you may have surmised, is a consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West. Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. Might even expect it to have more artisans. There is oh so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district. But you're doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. Okay, but this first. Can we get there? Not from here, right? That door's not... Oh, this door does open. Okay. Just grabbing this. Can't remember. Nope, no mounting up in... Where am I? Kugane. Yes, Kugane. That one. So I think we need to grab those two at some point. And, oh, that one, but we'll be right there. Of course, my sprint came back up pretty much right on top of here. Oh, I used that one already? Okay. Long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices. We have much to discuss, so refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality.
Of course not. Business dealing is
You may
very
avail
important.
yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed.
You mean trying to kill us?
Never having been one to put stock in words alone, The chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity.
You're trying to bribe me to like you again.
By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
Just giving that information right out. Totally trust this guy already.
The Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
No, he's
Quite.
lying.
They
He does
came
that
here
a lot,
aboard
though.
a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
Doesn't everyone?
The Ruby Sea. Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Okay, Lice.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
Crap. Not Confederates.
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy.
Doesn't sound like them at
The
all.
recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however.
Ah, that
She
sounds more like
has
them.
formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
Seems about right.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I'm told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
Reasonable.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
To apologize for that terrible misunderstanding of trying to kill you.